Hi, welcome to Fundemic Studios. I came up with the idea of this channel to give people interesting things to do while they're trapped at home during the pandemic. And it's mostly family friendly. And what I mean by that is you could do these kind of projects with your kids or your grandkids, nieces and nephews or what have you. This video will consist of a two-part series. The first part will be building a DIY friendly lithium iron phosphate battery, and then the second part will actually consist of doing a load test bake off of the do-it-yourself battery against the Battleborn Battery. Hi, today I'm going to do a beginner video on how to build this battery using modules I got from Battery Hookup. And at the end of the video I'm going to do a load test bake off against this here Battleborn battery. And we'll see how the battery hookup modules compared to the gold standard of lithium iron phosphate batteries. I'm going to use a kit I bought from Battery Hookup. There is the specs on the battery. LiFePO4 is lithium iron phosphate. And that basically will consist of putting those 4 batteries in series, because they're 3.2 volts nominal voltage, which adds up to a 12.8 volt battery. And this is the kit I bought from Battery Hookup. Basically though, I bought it without the BMS, so it's $40 cheaper, and then I added on their $80 BMS, so my kit is actually a little bit better than that one. And this is the $80 BMS. I chose to upgrade to this because I wanted to get the Bluetooth connection capabilities there. That way I can pull up an app on my phone and monitor each individual cell and everything. But that's the upgraded kit if you want to get a kit that you can actually get more information on the health of each individual cell in your battery. If you'd use coupon code GREEN at Battery Hookup, it'd be greatly appreciated. It would help support me making future beginner videos. Thank you. Also, I'm going to take the battery and put it in this Minn Kota Power Center battery box. And I mainly got this upgrade because it has quick connect lugs on it and 2 accessory outlets, as well as a breaker for the accessory outlets to let them go to 10 amp. And also 80 amp breaker for the battery as a whole. In order to build a 12 volt battery bank, you line up your 4 batteries and you flip every second battery, the odd numbered ones or the even numbered ones, and that way you can join them together, and join them together. You'll need to connect a BMS to the whole thing, a battery management system, to manage the health of the batteries, because you can never let lithium-based batteries go to 0 or they will go bad. You also have to manage them on the high side of the charge too, because you can kill them that way as well. And in this step, I will wire the string together, and that will include hooking on the BMS cable, which I will disconnect during this part so that it's easy to do. And in this step, I'm going to start wiring it together. So I'm going to decide this is going to be my positive end of the battery, and over here is going to be the negative end of my battery. So what I do with the BMS cable is find the very first one next to the positive and wire that with this connection set right here. Okay, there's that one. Then the next one is that one. We'll go to this connection over here. And it is important to get all of these leads correct, or you can burn out your BMS, and then you'll have basically a $80 brick that you'll have to replace, because you must have BMS to protect your lithium iron phosphate batteries. Alright, that's lead number 2. String these 2 together. Alright, and move down to the negative end. The negative end of the BMS also needs to connect to the B minus on the BMS. Battery side, charging side, and it's a common port BMS, so charge and discharge go through the same cable. Some BMSs will have a port for charging and a port for discharging, but not this one. And so on this end, I need to hook the battery minus up and the BMS lead for monitoring. Okay. Alright, a little bit of torque. And there it is, battery built. And the next step will be to hook the BMS octopus cable to the BMS. Like that. That officially completes the basic build. And next step is to launch the BMS app. Okay, and it automatically connected. Oh, and it shows some bad battery voltages. Oh, you know what? I forgot to connect the red end of the BMS to the battery. Okay, there it is. Red end's connected. And back to the BMS. And you can see the cell voltages are at a roughly 3.2 with a 16 millivolt differential. So they need to be charged and balanced. Next step will be to put them in this here battery box. Find a good place for the lighting. And I've got another battery here because I bought more than 4. And it won't really fit this way because the cable's coming out of them. Or I could probably really flex it, but it goes against the heat shrink and everything else. So I don't really want to do that. I'm going to probably insert them in. Won't be able to go this way because they will end up being, the fourth one would be taller than the battery box. And that's what the battery box looks like. The lid of it anyway. If that wasn't in their lid, I could probably make that work. So what I'm going to do is take the cable and flip it up a little bit like that and set it in the bottom of the box. Like that. Alright, so it's going to put a little pressure on the cable. So what I'm going to do is take some of the padding. This is the box that one of the batteries came in from Battery Hookup. I'm going to take some of the padding they put in with it, and I'm going to prop it under the batteries so that they don't put quite as much pressure on the cabling. Okay, in this step we'll put the lid on the battery box, and then we will put it on the charger overnight and then do a load test on it tomorrow. So this part's real easy right here. Basically just bolt the black to the C- port on the battery itself, or coming off the BMS, I mean. There's that. I'm going to wrap this one with electrical tape since these will be close together. I don't want to take any chances of anything shorting out. Alright. No exposed metal. Alright. That red, or black side done. Get the bolt for the red side. good. Give it an extra bit of torque. Okay. And there she is. One battery complete. The only flaw that I can come up with is I put the French side towards the post, so, but you know, what can you do? Got the battery hooked up to the bus bars where the charging cables are hooked up, and once it's done charging, I'll do the load test. Talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the first part of the video. Stay tuned for part 2. It will be the load test, and I was quite surprised by the results, and you might be too. Thanks. Talk to you soon.